All right, we are back, and it is frame day, which I am trying really hard to get excited about. I actually just did a whole post this morning about positive mindset for training when it comes, especially to events that you don't particularly like doing or aren't good at. So I'm trying really hard to shift my headspace. I just hate frame, but it is probably my worst event, which means that it's the greatest opportunity for improvement. It is the greatest chance that I have to make up the most points of any of the events in this show. So I'm trying to go into it with that mindset. I don't necessarily need to enjoy doing the event, but the training for this event is, I don't want to say like the most productive because all of the events matter, but is probably the most important because it is, like I said, the greatest opportunity to make up more points. Training to go from like third place to first place on an event isn't going to make as big of a difference as training to go from like 15th place to seventh place. So, um, going in with that mindset, just going for improvements each week, not stressing myself out about like needing to be close to comp weight yet, or needing to be at a certain place, or needing to like accomplish anything in each session other than improvement and keeping up with the program numbers, because I'm kind of letting it go to my coaches in terms of like, as long as I just follow their plan, it'll come together on the day as best as it can. So that's where my head's at right now. Trying really hard to get hyped for this session. But that's not all that we have today. We're also starting with some front squats. Nothing too crazy. I think I have 3 sets of 3, not too heavy. And then we'll go from that into the frame. And then I've got some like sandbag walking lunges, which I guess those are kind of like the 3 like main movements for the day, and then a few accessories. So I'm going to go warm up for squats first, and then I'll see you there. All right, so warm-ups have been feeling pretty good on like the squat front. The hardest part today actually is my right ankle. I did something dumb to it, like in January, demonstrating a jerk drill for someone. I tweaked my ankle. It's bothered me ever since. Some days it's fine, some days it's not. Today, like on the way down, my right ankle is like wanting to collapse a little bit, so I'm having to go a little bit like slower and more intentional on the eccentrics, which is kind of annoying. I was kind of giving out on some of my warm up exercises too, so I don't really know what's going on with that. And then otherwise, just the rack position. I usually do like the straps for front squats, front squats, because I don't have the mobility to get into like a good front rack. I don't really like using the straps though, because it starts to get a little bit bicepy on me. So I'm trying to do the cross, and it's pretty unfamiliar for me and a little bit unstable feeling. But those are the 2 things that are feeling difficult today, but the squat itself is feeling pretty good. So that was probably my last warm-up set. Written today, I have 3 sets of 3 between 275 and 305. So I'll go from here to 275 for my first working set, see how that feels, and then decide from there whether I want to stay there or go up. Oh, it feels heavy today. Oh, that felt heavier than my pause set there last week. That's not great. Well, that felt annoyingly heavy today. I had that for pause triples last week, and that felt harder. So I don't know what it is about today. It's just moving slow. So I'm going to stay there for 2 more sets, which is a bummer. But it's also ultimately not the most important thing today. So I'll do 2 more sets. There, 275. I might show you the last one. I might not. I don't know. They're going to look the same probably. last set. All right, done there. I actually noticed after watching the videos in my first two sets that I'm cutting my depth quite a bit high, especially for me. I usually squat a lot lower than that. And I think part of that is at the bottom, like that very last like inch or two of the squat is when my ankle hurts and feels like it's going to collapse inwards. So I think I'm shying away from that a little bit, cutting it high, and it's throwing off like my normal squat path and positions. So I don't know if that's part of it. It also just feels heavy today, so I might just be weak today. Probably a little bit of both. But the last set actually felt like the best one after I identified that and tried to not like be as hesitant about dropping down. So I haven't looked at the video yet. I don't know if that depth was any better, but I'll take a look. But done there. Anyways, moving on to some frame. I think I have some contrast sets, but I'll take a look and get back to you. Yeah, so I've got 4 sets here, contrast sets. We're doing a 5-second pick and hold with 425, dropping to 375, and then doing a 50-foot down and back, so 100 feet total, which is the length of the comp run. This is going to be the heaviest that I've gone on frame in prep so far. We've been really focusing on like grip endurance. I don't think I've gone over 300 on the frame at this point. We've been doing like 200 full times for a lot of sets. So I guess we're starting to bring the weight up finally. So this isn't anywhere near comp weight yet, but it is the heaviest that we've gone. Hopefully it goes smooth and relatively easy. But I've done warm-up runs up to 300. I just did a pick and hold with the 375, which is the first run weight. And now I'm going to go into my first working set of the 425 hold into 375 run. Feet is so far. Yeah. All right, so the good news is that was doable and not awful. The bad news is I have 3 more runs, which does sound awful. But really, like, it seems like it's way off of comp weight, but the 425 is 85%, so we got a little ways to go, but it's not like impossibly far away. The 425 felt like I would have been able to get down 50 feet. The 100 feet might have been a stretch, but 100 feet just feels like a really long way. So I think finishing this is going to be an accomplishment for a lot of people. Comp weight is 500, which I have done successfully for 50 feet on several occasions. 100 feet is just going to be a big ask. So we've got 3 more runs there. I'm going to take my time with the rest in between, try to let my hands recover as much as possible so that we can hopefully get 4 successful full runs in with no drops. All right, guys, I'm 3 sets in and my hands are so fucking bad. I really don't want to do this last one, but I'm going to do it, even if it's slow. I can tell that my my speed on the run back and like the re-pick speed is slowing down. It's really hard to make myself grab it again. And if I try to go fast, it kind of jostles out of my hands. So I don't expect this last one to be fast. But I think more than anything, I need the mental win of like doing it, even though my hands hurt really bad. And just accepting that that's okay. And it's going to hurt on the day. And that doesn't mean that I can't hold on to it. So let's see how this last one goes. Okay.
Let's go, Aaron.
Last set, that's it. Or something. Okay. Okay. All right, we're done with that. Now that it's done, I am happy to have done all 4 sets. My hands just hurt so bad. I feel like a weenie because 375 is not heavy. Like carrying the weight down really doesn't feel bad. It's the repicks. When you've done a grip event in your hand, you let go in your hand, it's like it wants to like curl up. Like having to immediately make myself repick it. Like I don't really think it even matters what the weight is because that didn't really feel any like different or harder than it has been feeling with 300. And even just putting the empty frame away at the end like hurt my hands. So I don't really even think it's so much the weight as it is just the like working on that being able to release and then immediately repick. Like my hands just don't want to do it. So that last run was hard just because my hands hurt and they didn't want to regrip. But like the weight actually felt fine. So I'm happy with that. Moving on, we've got some sandbag walking lunges. I think it's 3 sets of 6 per side with a fairly light sandbag. It's like 100 to 135 pounds. So I'm going to rest for a little bit and lay here, and then we'll get to that. All right, I was just going to jump straight to 135, but I'm going to be smart and do the first set at 100. Hopefully it's easy, but also things have been heavy today. So let's start here. Whew. Actually, yeah, I think 100 is going to be fine. Let's just put this one back. All right, we had 3 sets there. We're just about done. We have a couple accessories left. Some kickstand RDLs, some inverse curl, and then some like side planks on the GHD. So should go pretty quickly. I was hoping to bring you along for those, but my time management was poor and framed took longer than I thought, and I'm running short on time. So I'm going to have to rush through those, but it's nothing super exciting. Some hamstrings and abs. Overall, pretty happy with how today went. I don't think I'll ever say that I enjoyed training frame, but I am happy with how it went and proud of getting through it after I wanted to stop after the first set. So I'll take that as a win. Still a ways to go until we get to comp weight, but the heaviest that we've done so far in training. And so far able to follow the program and follow the plan. So I guess that's really my only job as an athlete, is to follow the plan and see what happens on the day. So as always, let me know in the comments if you have any questions, things you want to see, like, share, subscribe, all of that stuff. And I'll see you at some point next week for a different training day.